And one of the really funny things, and I say this every time on this, it's saying setting you up to live stream to YouTube, but we're already live streaming.
Okay.
So
it did come back up and say, hey, we're live streaming. So
yeah, we're live streaming. Here we are. So I'm Lori Dotson. This is Empowered Abundance, and it's Thriving Thursday. For those of you who haven't been with us before, today is Thriving Thursday. And Trish has been so brave and so amazing and so willing to show up with all my crazy and go, yes, I'll have some of that.
Pick me.
Yes. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being willing to be vulnerable and authentic and just be you to show the world what's possible.
Sure. Happy to do it.
So a couple little disclaimers, if you will, as we get started. One of the things that I really love people to know is I work within the energy of emotions, of the spiritual realm, if you will. And basically, when we have conversations, there is an opportunity for us to feel a particular feeling. And when we're trying to create something new, having that energy and where it spikes and giving attention there actually allows us to either shift what we don't want or add to and create more of what we do want. And so sometimes when we're telling the story, we think we have to tell the story from beginning to end, instead of recognizing that the purpose of the story is to somehow for the energy to be released. And so sometimes on these calls, I interrupt people, but I'm not interrupting them. I'm interrupting the story because I want to hit the energy when the energy spikes, because that's when we have the greatest opportunity to work in that space of anything is possible. So that's one thing. Oh, here's the other thing. Sometimes, tell me if you've ever done this. I know I still do it. Even though I teach this, I still do this. You know, when you wake up and you have a headache and you don't like the way you feel, and then you get mad at your spouse, and then, right? And we talk like that. We talk about you, but we're really talking about us, right? And so sometimes I'll tell you, hey, could you own that? Because if we are projecting onto other people, now we can't shift that thing. And the reason is because if I don't own it, I can't shift it.
Right.
And if I'm projecting what I do onto somebody else, I can't shift it because I don't own it, because I've projected it. So if I just go, hey, Trish, can you own that? That just means rephrase that. And everywhere you said you or we, just say I.
I love that.
Good? Because guys, this is all about the fact that we are created in the image of God. God is the creator. We are creators within the realm of our experiences, right? And so we want to own that power so that we can live the life that we dream of, that we desire. And why do we dream of it? Why do we desire it? Well, because God put the idea in our mind somewhere. So that means it's possible. So let's own our power and dig into it, right, Trish?
Oh, that's amazing. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So tell us, Trish,
oh dear,
on Thriving Thursday, where are you thriving and where do you want to continue to add to it and own your power in it?
Okay. Well, I've been an alcoholic for about 12 years on and off. And I've relocated to Boise, and I'm going to treatment, and I love it. I love being sober. I'm on some new medication that is it's like my magic pill kind of. I feel I'm afraid of kind of it going away, that pink cloud. It's, that I'll crash, because I've only been on it for a month, but I feel like the silly, happy, fun Trish is back, and that she's just been playing peekaboo for the last 12 plus years since I came home from my mission. And so I'm now like, I was isolating and I was depressed as swear word. And I just, I couldn't be around people very much, and I'd push them away. And I lived in St. Anthony, Idaho. Got to plug that because my tiny little one stoplight town with the river close by, it was my heaven for a minute. And then when I got diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and was home and sick and bored and lonely and past trauma. And I just drank and drank and drank and drank and drank. It became my hell. So I'm here and I don't hate it anymore. Boise, because it's big. And I'm so happy, and I want to connect with people, and I want to reach out to people. And I haven't been this happy for, I can't even remember when. And I feel like I'm now finally ready to thrive. I've got a lot of health problems that are pretty scary, kind of daunting. I almost passed away a couple of weeks ago. And so there's a lot to do, and it's going to be a long road, but I feel I'm ready for it. But I need some extra,
are.
I need this Thriving Thursday so I can keep this going. And because it's going to get tough, but I can do it.
Yeah. So here's first, let's talk a little bit about how things work. Okay. So there's a verse in the Bible that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is.
Yes.
And basically what that means is my beliefs create my reality. What I believe about myself and the world around me, I will always prove to be true. Right. And so what happens is we have these beliefs, right? And our beliefs create how our chemistry ignites inside of our brain, which then communicates to the rest of our body what to do and how to act. Okay. And so what happens is we're in this place where we're living in our belief system, right? And it looks like hell around us. And then somebody says, oh, you're depressed, you're whatever. And we get a pill. Now, hear me well. There is value in getting that pill.
Yeah.
Because it allows our brain chemistry to regulate a little bit so that overpowering belief system isn't active. Right?
Okay.
Now, the problem is that we think that pill is the solution.
Right.
When the pill is just a tool on our path.
Okay.
Right? Now, I'm not saying we take the pill and then we get off. Some people might not ever get off.
Right.
But saying that you'll never get off is giving all the power to the pill and not to you, right?
That makes so much sense.
Cool. So what we want to do is while the pill is working, we want to shift those beliefs inside our heart so that when our brain chemistry starts to re-regulate to match up with our subconscious mind, that we have greater skills to deal with life differently. And so now either we don't need the pill or the pill keeps working, because often, and I don't know if you've watched TV for even 5 minutes, you've seen a commercial where somebody's like, oh, my antidepressant wasn't working anymore, and I had to have a new one, or I had to get a bigger prescription. Well, why? Because that the ability for the pill to override your subconscious mind has lost its power. So now I need something else to take me back to where my subconscious mind isn't overriding the power of the pill anymore, right? Because our subconscious mind will always win, because the power is actually within us, right? Because that's where Jesus is.
Yes.
So we utilize the pill as a gift that God allowed somebody to make to help me dampen all of those past patterns of my fear so that I can engage in what I want and start to empower myself in who I really am, so that either the pill keeps working or I don't need it anymore, but I'll never need to just keep medicating and keep medicating and keep medicating, because I'm actually getting more empowered, right? So I'm working in tandem with the medication instead of giving over my power to the medication.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
So that's how it works. So now, Trish, we're going to play with some of those belief systems.
Yeah. Okay.
And now we're going to shift some of those belief systems so they become more empowered thoughts and less disempowering thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
I'm ready.
So when you think about what you wish life would look like, when you think about what you want your life to be, give me one thing that you can specifically and in detail say, this is what I want, either my relationship with somebody, my relationship with myself, my relationship with God, my relationship with job, something. What do you want that thing to look like?
My biggest thing is, definitely my relationship with, I need to be specific, like just healthy relationships. Like, I have borderline personality disorder.
Okay.
And that makes us, not makes us, but that's the wrong word. We are very.
Own that.
What?
Own that completely. Just the one of you.
Own that. Right.
Yep.
Feel abandonment so deeply. So somebody cancels something with me, it goes past just like, oh, they were busy, or rejection, or whatever, down to just deep, like complete abandonment.
Yeah. Cool. And then and I'm going to interrupt you because I want to hit that right there, that abandonment feeling. Okay. And here's what's really cool about the way beliefs work, because there's 1,000 stories connected to one belief, where if we shift the belief with one story, it disengages all the other stories. But if we're trying to deal with every story, we can't disengage them because we can't deal with every story. So give me one relationship with one person and tell me what you want it to look like, because as we engage with that and strengthen that and focus on that, guess what? All your relationships will shift.
Okay.
Yeah?
I don't.
And you don't even have to give me details. You can even envision that one person and go, okay, I have this one person and I want to be able to have this one person, right? Because I want you to focus on the one person. And we can use the situation like they didn't call me when they said they were going to call me. We can still use this circumstance of not being called, but I want you to focus on one person that if they don't call. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of like people in my life that are, no, that's not true. I have a ton of people in my life who love me, but I've pushed so many people away. I don't have like a best friend or a partner, like
cool. So you don't have to pick anyone.
So I think my most important relationship would be my mom.
Okay, cool. So give me a situation where your mom does something that you feel that abandonment.
She's so good to me. Not in the past, but kind of right now.
It doesn't really matter. Because all we're doing, remember, is we're using the story to evoke the energy. The story doesn't really matter. We're just looking for the thing that's going to evoke the energy.
This is just kind of silly, but what I can tell, like maybe and of course I think it's me, like I've done something wrong, when we're on the phone, and sometimes I babble, because I just want to tell her everything. And I can tell by the tone of her voice when she's just ready to be done talking to me. And she's
Okay,
like,
cool.
and I'm like, oh, okay.
And then now I've done something wrong. Now she doesn't like me anymore. Now she wants to hang up with me. Now she wants to separate from me. Right?
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Even though I know that's not true, or well, apparently that's what I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that you innately see the difference in what you think and what you know.
Yes.
Right? Because obviously I wouldn't feel that way if I didn't believe that, even
exactly.
though
even though I know that's like, my mom would never do that and she would never abandon me, but apparently that's an innate, I don't know if that's the right word, but like a very deep, I mean, it's a belief. I actually believe that because it's coming up every time and I'm like, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Cool. So I would like you to tell me 3 places where you've engaged with your mom that she has not rejected you or abandoned you.
Okay.
3 specific stories.
Ooh. 3 specific stories.
Or 3 specific, like every time I come over for Easter,
right.
We have the best time and then I go home. It doesn't have to be like on April 3rd of 1998. It doesn't have to be that specific, but I want you to have at least a concrete enough story that we can connect with it.
Okay, so about a week ago, I had a really rough 4 days or so of a manic episode, and I'm not used to being aware of those until maybe this medication or whatever. It was late at night, and I couldn't like talk to my therapist or anybody at my treatment center, and I called my mom, and I always want to protect her, but I also want to be just honest with what I'm feeling. And so I just told her what was going on, and she, I could tell she was concerned. I didn't want to worry her too much, but I just told her what was going on, and she was there. She was, of course, present and so wonderful and listened like she does.
Yep. So here's how we're gonna simply connect to that story. That time I called my mom in the middle of the night and she was present.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Give me another one.
I just love when I'm home. Oh, my favorite times are when it's me and my mom and my sister, and it's late at night. My, Len, my amazing stepdad, has, gone to bed, and it's just the 3 of us, and we laugh and are silly and talk about deep, deep, wonderful conversations about, the mysteries of the universe and of just relationships and fun times. And that is my happy place most in the world, besides being with my nieces and nephews. Oh, I love them.
Right there.
Yummy.
Talking about the mysteries of the universe, laughing with my mom.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Give me one more.
Like cry.
That's when we know we've gotten exactly where we want to get.
Yes. And when I've been present, I've been healthy enough to do that, because I missed it for, I just kind of had little pieces of that through the years.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to having more of those. Oh, I'm so emotional. Jeez. I'm grateful for those moments. I'm grateful for where I am right now, but I would love for this. So one more, just the times I can call her, and I love laughing with my mom. I just, call her just, every few days. And I, let's not going anywhere. So when I'm staying there, I'll go sit on her bed and just talk. So
do you ever do that in the morning?
Sometimes. It used to be just the late at night times, but
yeah.
When I wake up or when I finally come upstairs and she's watching TV and I go in and sit on the bed and lay on Len's side and just talk to her.
Yes. And here's what's interesting about why I kept being drawn to have you bring up a memory during the day, because if all of the memories we're talking about are at night, now during the day you're screwed because you have nothing to bring yourself back, right? It's only at night I can work on this because those are all my memories, right? So we find the thing, when I wake up and I go up and she's watching TV and I snuggle next to her.
Yeah, I just lay next to her.
So those times in the morning when I snuggle next to her. Right? Good.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I want you to envision. Here is a glass, and let's pretend like your heart is your subconscious, which is where your heart is, where your subconscious is housed. Okay. So your subconscious mind is like a vessel. Okay. And right now, your vessel is almost completely full of the belief that I'm abandoned.
Yeah.
And when I do something wrong, I get abandoned. Yes.
And the other one is misunderstood. I think that might be more. Yeah. So those really
actually, the abandoned has more energy, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
sorry.
If you envision your subconscious to be this vessel and it's almost all the way full with the beliefs, and every thought is contributing to make these beliefs. So the thoughts, and the bigger the thoughts, it creates a belief, right? So let's say in order for it to be a belief, it has to be 98% full. Okay. So yeah, we can do that. Okay. So now what's really cool about the way that this is dual action and why we call this Thriving Thursday, and how we're actually allowing ourselves to create something that allows us to thrive, right? Is because we're going to reprogram our subconscious mind. In order to house a new thought, we have to become a new person. In order to become a new person, I have to do something different. And let's liken it to the fact that if I have weak muscles and I want to get stronger muscles, then I have to do something in resistance to my normal, which is nothing, in order to make my muscle bigger, right? So I choose to go to the gym and I lift a weight, right? I need some kind of opposition in order to, right?
Okay, yeah.
So think about this. If you wanted to make bigger muscles and you said, okay, if I'm driving down the road on Fairview and I pass Axiom Gym and it's a Tuesday or a Thursday at 3:00 and I happen to have an hour, I'll go ahead and stop and I'll go ahead and lift those weights. What are the chances that your body is going to massively shift?
Yeah.
Not so much, right? Because how often do we accidentally drive by the exact place and have accidentally an hour, right?
Right.
But if you decide and you say, okay, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3:00, I'm going to put an hour in my schedule and I'm going to go and I'm going to work out. Now we can foresee, okay, yeah, my body's going to shift. Right? Right. So here's what you get to be encouraged to do to enact a greater percentage of yummy thoughts as opposed to yucky thoughts, right? So 3 times a day for 1 minute, just 1 minute, set a timer in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, and just set a timer for 1 minute and go, oh, I love when I talk about the mysteries of the universe with my mom and we laugh and there's my sister sitting next to us. Oh, I love those times in the morning when I would wake up and I would go up to my mom's room and I would snuggle up next to her while she was watching TV. Oh, and then, man, those times in the middle of the night when I'm just freaking out and I call, there's my mom present. Oh, I love that my mom, just no matter where I'm at, whether I'm just waking up or whether it's the middle of the night and I'm all crazy and chaotic, or whether we're talking about things that nobody understands and we're just being crazy and laughing, there she is. And there I am. And she supports me and she loves me. And there she is. Right? Yeah. And that very thing that just evoked, you just created the opposite of that old belief, right? Because all I did was reflect back to you what you told me was already true.
Yeah.
Now you get to do that for you, right? And it gets even better. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yes.
Because that we're going to do on purpose, right? Now, let's say on purpose, I'm going to the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 o'clock for an hour, right? And then somebody says, hey, Trish, you want to go on a hike? And you go, yeah, I'll totally go on a hike. Random hike, right? It contributes back to what you've already decided that you're shifting in your life. Yes?
The energy builds.
Yeah.
And you shift the energy to the next thing.
Yeah.
And it's bigger and bigger.
Now, it does. And so now when something happens, like you're babbling on and you're telling your mom all the things and you feel her tone shift.
Yeah. I feel the energy.
Like, right? That moment now, because that old belief is so strong, it's like, it's like this attraction. It's like a magnet pulling you into the old belief.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're weak, you get sucked into it.
Okay.
Right. Now you get to be aware and you get to go, oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that old belief is sucking me in. And now when you go, no, Trish, you're not getting sucked in. You're going to shift your focus, right? Because now we're focusing on, the abandonment, right? You're going to shift your focus and you're going to go, nuh-uh, she's present in the middle of the night when I'm all crazy and she loves me. And then the old pattern might go, nuh-uh, Trish, she's rejecting you. Don't you feel it? Yep, I feel it, but that doesn't mean it's true. I'm going to choose right now in this moment to believe. I'm remembering when my mom and I were laughing with my sister, talking crazy about the mysteries of the universe, right? And here's what's cool. Every time we shift our gaze, right? Every time we do that, we activate our power.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because I'm making a conscious choice to do something different. I feel that old feeling. I feel the old familiar of that yucky. And I'm powerful enough to choose to believe, to think. I'm powerful enough to decide what I think and what I believe. And I recognize that this is an old pattern. And I also recognize that this is what I choose. This is what I choose. And now, guess what? The old belief, as I put new beliefs in, the old beliefs have to fall out.
I'll go out. Okay.
And now, guess what? This is becoming more and more what I choose.
Cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and does it have something to do also with, I mean, if you actually do the shifting, the left to right, the shift in your brain. maybe I'm just go off
Yeah,
subject.
no,
But
actually there's a lot of truth to that. And what's really cool is because what I teach, it's called M-Free. And it talks about how we're 100% human and 100% spirit. And there's a male side of us and a female side of us. There's a right side of us and a left side of us.
yes,
right?
yeah.
And if there is a belief that is causing us dis-ease, it's because it's stuck on one side or the other.
Okay.
And when we shift to the other side, it's doing exactly what you said. It's actually energetically allowing our pendulum to swing to the other side.
Because
so,
that's
girl,
just what
you are spot on.
That's kind of what just kind of came is when you were doing that, I was like, I need to actually, to actually do the motions, because it will activate whatever is there. That's all I know is you should do this. The angels go, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't know the reason, but yeah. But now, thank you for that. Was amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, thank you, because I've never actually entertained the actual physical aspect
the physical
of that.
Part of it is somehow very important. When you think about something, I've learned that you actually have to speak it. There's something with like the word covenant is very strong, but it's a what's the word? It's a promise. That there's just something about the spoken word or the actual actions that I've learned just from my angels, and I don't understand it all, but it's just this feeling of, and they'll tell me, do it, say it out loud, or they'll tell me actually get up and do it instead of just thinking it. So
yeah, and here's why. Here's what's cool about that. Because if we're only thinking it, it's only on the unseen, the spirit side. As soon as we do a physical action, as soon as we speak it out loud, now I've engaged my human into what's already going on. I've engaged the seen into the unseen, or the tangible into the intangible. It is that integration.
Yes. Oh, because
girl, you are on it.
It's just my angels, not just. But I've got, I have to take,
and Trish,
like I've got it,
back it up. I was just about to say, back it up. Go, yep, it's my angels, and I'm listening, and I'm doing listening, it.
And I'm connected because I'm sober.
Yeah, girl.
So I'm reconnected to them, and I missed them. It wasn't them who left me. I left them for a little while. So I'm just
they were always there, just waiting.
Yeah, they're like, we're here, Lou. Come on, get your shit together. No, they don't say that, but maybe they think that. One of them one time called me a stubborn ass. I was like,
I love that.
Or they'll laugh at me when I like knock my head into something, or I'm like, did you just laugh at me? It's so fun.
Because here's what's really cool, because they'll meet us exactly how we can hear them in the moment.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, I'll call you a stubborn ass if it gets your attention.
Right.
Right. Because they don't care. They care about being connected. And if you need to be connected with, come on, stubborn ass. Oh, what? Did you just, look, we're connected.
Can you do that?
I love it.
It was my friend who was working on me, and she's like, they just called you a stubborn ass. And I just kind of felt, and I just, kind of figure out which one it was. And I was just like, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Call me out on it. I own it. I'll own that.
Yeah, because guess what? No matter what we own, whenever we own it, we become more.
Yeah. And when we're aware and I own it, you're right. I have the power to fix it. I don't have to be a victim. I was a victim my whole life and had no clue that I didn't have to be. And it's like freedom. Yes. I was wrong. That was me. I did that, not you. So I can fix that. So I may not know how right now, but I could take it to my therapist. I can take it to you, or take it to Heavenly Father, and go, how do I get rid of this? Because I own this right now. And I don't want to keep it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. We're a victim until we're not.
Yeah, we get to choose.
Yeah. We and before we know we can choose, we don't know we can choose. So guess what? Grace takes over, and it doesn't matter that we were a victim, and it doesn't matter how long we were a victim, and it doesn't matter because guess what? Before that, I couldn't choose. So guess what? You never screwed anything up. You haven't done anything wrong. And exactly everything that you've done to this point has brought you right here, right now for this exact experience.
I truly believe that.
Yeah. So guess what? We don't have to look back at anything and regret any of it.
Wow. It's grace. Yummy.
Grace.
I've learned more about grace and listening to some, talks.
Right? And that's exactly why Jesus said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And God was like, done. Because how do you hold somebody accountable for something they don't know?
It's so true. And for other people, I can see that. But for myself, we all do that. But so.
Yeah, because we think I should know better.
Yeah. Or I don't have the greatest relationship, with one of my brothers. And I feel like I created that, but I carry that with me. But I also know that, what we went through as children was not our fault. And I have just love and compassion but still that abandonment, but that's a deep one. But I'm, going to learn how to just, be able to just love and accept, and things will work out when they need to. And
100%.
Wasn't going to talk about that,
but Spirit has a way of bringing up what really matters.
You can edit this out though, right?
I'm not doing it because this is beautiful and amazing and fantastic. And the fact that you're willing to sit here and be so vulnerable and go, man, that is what I really want. That is the relationship I want restored. And guess what? If you desire it, it has to be true. And Trish, this is what's so important. Even if you only restore the relationship inside of you, and whoever that is never engages, it doesn't matter. You're free. You're free.
I've got
and that's what it's about.
Friends too that I've pushed away, and I know we may never be friends again or be close in this life, but we'll understand in the next life. But that perfect understanding.
And you can perfectly understand in this life, even if they don't.
Okay.
You can in this life.
I do believe that. I do believe, because I do have a great understanding for, the things that I do own, with like one friendship that was like a divorce quite a few years ago. And I actually just sent her this thing that said, because we don't talk, but on Facebook, I said, the hardest thing you will ever do, my dear, is grieve someone who is still living. And I sent her that, and I just put still grieving. Because I just, I miss her, but I own what I did in that. And I was just not happy. But I'm getting better. And I guess, I just have to focus on me and not regret that, but learn from it and do these things anyway. Jeez.
Yeah. Heck yeah. And recognize that everything is designed to bring you to a greater understanding of love.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
Everything.
Wow.
Because how do we know what love is until we know what love isn't?
Oh, so true. So very true.
So we let grace just flood over every part of us.
Like gravy.
And then, we go, okay, cool. How do I make the next choice that's going to elevate this? that's going to expand this, right? Which is exactly what we talked about. You have your on purpose practice and you have your in the moment practice.
Right. Okay.
Perfect. And now we just keep that happy, just growing.
Mhm. Love it.
Thriving.
Thriving. Yeah.
Trish, thank you so much. This was so amazing in so many different ways.
Ugh,
Like,
this is
I
pretty
like
wonderful.
you.
I like you too. And now
Yeah,
we're just,
girl.
you know, friends. So it's just pretty
Yeah.
great.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
All right. So if you have never been with us, we do Marriage Monday and Transformation Tuesday and What If Wednesday and Thriving Thursday, Finance Friday, Sports Saturday. That's kind of an offshoot. It's kind of fun. And then Sexy Sunday. And so if this was fun for you, you guys go subscribe. See, we do this regularly where we have people willing, authentic, vulnerable, brave, show up and do this live. And the reason we do it live is because we don't want to edit it out, you guys, because guess what? This is real life. This is life. I can edit stuff out. We can have the pretty background. We can do all the things, but guess what? Or we can just show up and love each other and trust that everything is perfect and we are exactly where we're supposed to be. And there is always more. So with that, we're going to say thanks for being here and we'll see you guys next time.